Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Bitcoin Analytica. This is your host, Joe Saz. And today we're going to talk a bit about this range, this 26K range that we popped up to after really spending a lot of time in the gutter. It's getting a little weird. In fact, while I just said that, it looks like we had a small move to the upside, mid to high 26s. So why don't we get to screen share, talk about what's going on here, talk about what's happened the past couple of days, and what this range really means for us, going forward. So here we are. And yeah, let's get started. All right. So we had our final leg down to tap us into the 24Ks, very high 24Ks, popped out of the hole with resistance, and had a very short period of time where we started to pull back. Some buyers saved us, none really chasing the book, no signals. And then we popped another vertical move to the upside, got out, knocked out another signal, and peaked, it seems, here. All right, so then we started to try to figure out what's going on. Are we coming back, yes or no? And so far since then, we've pretty much had a general upward trajectory. Pretty reassuring to see at this point. Now, what I like about this is we haven't just swept the floor and run back down. What I don't like about this is that it doesn't appear that there are a number of buyers chasing this run to the upside. I'm looking around here, and you can see that we have a few pretty empty aggregations, and these are set to $100 aggregations. So 44 Bitcoin in the 26,400 range, 37, and all this 25 stuff is actually decent. And you can see here where we have our sleepers, very static orders in the high 24,000 range. 24.8 got 272, 148, 260, 107. A lot of thick liquidity up here. A fat wall again, stacked up at 25,000. I think this is probably actually one of the best things I've seen. I think a lot of people, and look, we got a recurring buyer here, 1.87, 1.87, 1.87. We got someone that's just ticking their buys every second or so. Interesting. All right, so moving along, it's good to see a lot of orders immediately after our escape from 24,000, high 25, high 24, low 25,000. It's 25K was punctured. It was broken. This wall could be far less, but to see 330 Bitcoin there stacked, it means to me that I think a lot of people are looking at that as an absolute buying opportunity. That's not quite bear market psychology. And that's what I'm looking for right now, because after us spending, let's flip this thing out to a 30-minute chart. After us spending a number of weeks, starting somewhere around mid-August, and being here for so long, all the way to present, spending a lot of time at the 25, 24K range, 26K range. That caused a lot of damage to the overall psychology of the market. To see that we have a 25,000 support zone stack up again after getting broken is actually good to me. It sucks that we don't have signals. I'd like something a little more firm to grasp onto, but the psychology there is pretty clear to me. It says 25K is a good buy. And if that's what people are thinking, then eventually 25K won't get hit anymore. Buyers will have to compete with their orders. They'll have to place them higher than 25K, 25.1, 25.2, and so on. And that's how we build support. We're going to create a lot of support from something like this. Now, up at the top of the book, we got a lot of sellers, and we have some pretty decent liquidity to the upside. Stacked as low as 28K. Obviously a front runner here at 27 flat. So it looks like we have some work cut out for us to really buy our way back into good graces of the market. But for now, look, we haven't really spun around, done anything absolutely wild. So that's good. That's really good news. We are making higher highs. So far, we're currently sitting within the past 2 candles at the highest high we've had since the end of last month, so in at least 2 weeks. So we're starting to rebuild some of that structure. So as long as we're able to maintain some of this, rebuild a nice little 20 pack, rebuild some of this liquidity in the buy side of the book, get some of these sellers to pull their orders, and get a lot of buyers to market buy, I think we're going to be able to be a little more confident that we're most likely in something like a long-term channel sideways with let's flip this thing to a daily. Do I have a daily up? Something like this. Let's draw this out. A channel looking somewhere like this. Is this CME gaps? Is this a CME chart? No. Okay. So for now, it's just looking like a channel, and it's going to be, look, it took us months to hit the bottom from the top, pretty quickly from there. We hit the top, spent a bit of time up there. Took us another couple months to hit the bottom. So it's very possible that we're just going to be playing this whole back and forth game. And this is actually a decent range to be doing this, because I want to walk into the halving somewhere in here, and probably somewhere up here would be better to walk into the halving in May of next year. So I like what I see as far as this bottom range getting upheld. Our lowest low is here. Our higher high was after our higher low, so it didn't really breach this low. So it came in a bit after. So I'm not expecting us to really climb and make a higher high and a higher low and make it significant. This does look a bit more like a channel. So I'm okay with that for now. As long as we can continue this trajectory, go sideways a bit, maybe come down, check a couple ranges, come back up, and make our way back into somewhere in this channel. And let's draw a median, something like that for now. As long as we can test this and figure it out, get back to the top side of the channel, play around, then I think we're going to have a good time walking into the halving next year. All right, Bitcoin on the 4 hour, sitting above the moving averages. On the daily, sitting below all 3 moving averages. 2 death crosses. Looks like our intermediate moving average is actually starting to go sideways, which is good for us. Happy to see that. So ideally, we won't have to deal with the death cross of the intermediate and long-term moving averages. Not that it would really mean much, but you can see a death cross of the short and long-term did blow out the bottom of the past little while, that we were dealing with there. So I don't really love death crosses. You usually get a red candle, not always significant. But I think it would probably be much worse to be dealing with an intermediate long-term death cross than a short-term and whatever else, intermediate and long. So we're still floating out in outer space down here. No moving average support, nothing really even resistance yet. It's just we're sitting out here doing nothing. And let's take a quick look at something like silver. Silver has a green day. Bitcoin's having a green day. I think it's good to see that those two are working a little bit together right now. Green candle, both dailies. It doesn't really mean much just yet, because we are still talking pretty fresh out of a low 25, high 24,000 range. That last little press was pretty scary. So now we're sitting in thin air with no signals and really not much to grasp onto, other than I would say the hope that we're ready to establish that as a price floor, 25K as a price floor, and rebuild our way back to somewhere a little more better looking. I think greater than 30K would be much better looking. Obviously, let's get to 27, 28, where we've been before. And if we can get from 28 to 29, then, we'll be looking at, I think, a bit more neutral as far as the outlook of the charts and, what the next 3 months will look like. A lot of people were thinking this would be Rectember, something like that. And I don't really see it yet. We definitely spent a lot of time skipping the stone across the water, and it's still just in the middle of a skip. We haven't really made it out of that whole theory just yet. But I don't really think we need to go through any sort of catastrophic play in order to build market strength. I mean, we spent a lot of time here and a number of months in this range. So I think it's, as far as price discovery goes, I think everything that's been happening really supports the fact that Bitcoin could and should be higher than it is now. And it'll be great for us to walk into the winter with a little bit of that confidence. Last thing we want to deal with is a crypto winter and breach some lows. So I think as long as we continue to keep the market psychology positive in this sense, where, all right, a price floor got scraped, it didn't get much worse, and buyers didn't pull their orders, so no one really rolled out the carpet for the sellers. The longer we're able to convince the market and the sellers and the buyers in the market that 25K is a floor, the better off we'll be in establishing higher price points of the same. That those 30,000 may in the next 3 months become a price floor with a high of $37,000, and now 25K is a thing of the past. So that's what we're looking for. Hopefully that's what we can build ourselves into. We're still in the dangerous territory, and as long as we can just not really breach these lows that we've dealt with in the past few days, then I would say we're on our way to some good things. At the very least, recovering ground to 30K, at best breaking 30K and establishing something like that as a price floor, with higher prices being where we'll spend more time. So all right, everyone, much love to you all. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Do beautiful things with your life. Make sure you do some push-ups and sit-ups every day, and I'll catch you guys on the next stream. I might even do a long stream today. I'm kind of bored, so I just had to change exchanges, so it might not be a trade stream, but definitely a chill stream. So much love to you all. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Take care, everyone. Peace.